5-minute salute. I'm your host, Chris Budihas, and I'm lucky to have in the studio here today Mike Mitchell. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, Chris.
Good to see you.
Thanks for having
so
me.
Mike's with the Veterans and Military Resource Center at Jacksonville University.
Yes, sir.
We're going to get a little bit to Jacksonville University, my old alma mater, yours too.
It is.
And then we'll talk a little about Smooth LLC. So, Mike, where are you from? What you do in the military? And what are you doing over at Jacksonville University?
All right. I'm originally from Charleston, South Carolina.
Beautiful part of the country.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I've been there for 18 years, and then I left, joined the Navy.
Yeah.
Joined the Navy in 1992, retired in 2013, so I did 21 years in the world's finest Navy. Retired as a chief boatswain's mate.
Yeah. So the grunts of the Navy.
Yeah.
The guys that really make it happen. Yeah.
Hard workers.
Yeah.
But we made it happen, and I definitely enjoyed every bit of it. Once I retired from the Navy, I went to JU as a student in 2013.
Yeah.
And graduated in 2015, and I was offered a position as started off as the Veteran Student Coordinator.
Okay.
And eventually moved up to Director of the Military and Veterans Resource Center. So did some great things.
So what do you do? It's funny because I graduated in '94, and we talked about this off camera. Yeah, we didn't have these. You didn't exist, nor did your organization.
Right.
So what was the reason for the creation, and what are you guys doing for those veteran students that are there, or those that are in ROTC that are on some form of scholarships but still on active duty?
Got it. So there's an individual by the name of Mike Fleming, retired Brigadier General. He came to JU as he was the military community government liaison. He was the vice president of that. And when he came to JU, he realized there wasn't a website.
Yeah.
There wasn't anything for the military. And he said, we got to change this. So around 2015, they created a website, all that good stuff. And he reached out to me right before I graduated in December. And I said, yeah, without a doubt, because my wife, when she was a naval science instructor at the NROTC at JU, she spoke to me about the position. I said, oh my God, I actually got a call for this, and I shut my wife down when she told me. Yeah. And the position became available. Anyway, prior to getting the job, he told me to write a proposal of what I would do at JU.
Yeah.
And I thought about my journey when I got there in 2013, where there wasn't a military office like you didn't have.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? I want to roll out the red carpet to these veterans, active duty military reservists, and their families. And I want to ensure that they get the greatest experience possible. I don't want anybody to be lost, because I know what my experience was like. Even though I retired from senior leadership, I understood how to silently try to make things work.
Right.
But unfortunately, everyone can't do that.
No.
So when the students come to JU, I want to make sure they understand how to use their GI Bill benefits, because
they don't.
Unfortunately, they don't.
They don't.
I don't care if you're active duty, veterans, kids, whatever, they don't. And at the same time, once you're into the school, I want to be your liaison. So I am your liaison between faculty, staff, and students. So anything you run into, I want to make sure I'm that person that's taking care of it. I want you to go to class and don't worry about it. I'll make sure you're taken care of. So
that's awesome.
And even the veterans, the transition coach.
Yeah.
The transition is not easy,
not at all. Yeah.
I have to help them ease that transition. So I do a lot of that.
That's great. Yeah, I've told folks, this will be my last transition out of the military. But when I got out previously, especially in 2000, there was no these organizations, these like the 4 blocks, the American Corporate Partners, these nonprofits, Operation New Uniform, locally. But now you do have these, and now you have this organization in your college. You got multiple fallback organizations that want to see you succeed, and they're going to, by the way, help you through the process.
Right.
So.
And you mentioned a lot of the organizations. I partner, because I'm a resource center, right? So all the different organizations, from the VA to Operation New Uniform, what have you, I want to make sure they know about these to help them along. You may get someone who graduated from JU and said, Mike, well, I still can't find a job. Well, why don't you, or career, and I said, why don't you, check into this organization? They could probably help you, find something.
Right.
And I never heard of that, and it's a lot of organizations most active duty or veterans never heard of.
Well, the internet's wide and deep, so finding
is.
these opportunities, and as you know, you got to put yourself out there. So, for these veterans coming into Jacksonville University specifically, you've got a resource that, hey, oh, by the way, it's probably not the first time you've seen whatever issue they're trying to deal with.
Oh no.
And it's probably easier for you to solve than them trying to figure it out on their own. So let's kind of pivot. So Smooth. So you created your own business. So what are you doing in that space?
Yeah, Smooth Entertainment. I'm a disc jockey.
Okay.
And I used to do it when I was in high school back in the late 80s.
Okay. Back when the clothes were great and the music was good.
Great. Just the good old record days. I did a lot of house parties when I was in high school.
Yeah.
My grandmother, Catherine Mitchell, who passed away in 1994, 2 years after I joined the Navy.
Yeah.
Every time I would pick her up to take her shopping while I was in high school, she'd say, hey, you need anything? And it was a pawn shop in Charleston we would always go to.
Oh, really? Yeah.
They had everything I needed. I would get a little bit of stuff here and there.
Okay.
My parents didn't like it. Like, you need to have her stop getting you stuff. And I said, okay, because they didn't believe in what my vision was.
Yeah.
But now they see it.
Yeah.
So I gave it up when I joined the Navy. And when I was near retirement, my wife, who did not know anything about me back then, she said, hey, you think about, you talked about DJing when you were in high school. Is that something you're thinking about pursuing when you retire? I'm like, I don't know. So while she was still in the military and I was home with the kids in college on spring break, I said, you know what? I need to find an outlet.
Yeah.
So I went to a Guitar Center and bought some DJ equipment.
Okay.
And that was all she wrote. So 2013 up until current,
That's
I've
great.
been DJing around Jacksonville and the surrounding areas.
And how's business?
Lovely.
That's
Can't
good.
complain.
Awesome. Well, I'm sure you got a little bit of room on your calendar. So for those folks that are out there in the audience that are looking for a good DJ in the future for any event, could be a wedding, could be a graduation, could be a birthday party, how do they find you?
You can find me at smoothentertainment.com and also on IG and Facebook at DJ Mike Smooth.
Okay.
So that's Smooth without an E, it's SMOOV.
Yep, Smooth. Yeah, so Sierra, Mike, Oscar, Victor for all you military types. So, congratulations to you. You're doing a lot of great things. I mean, it sounds like, one, you had that passion in the military and you translated through your own personal educational experience into giving back to veterans in our community, and Jacksonville being a huge military retirement, plus like folks exit and come work here. Right. It's a great opportunity for them to plug in, and then also with your business, that's awesome. So hey, thanks for coming in. Hey. Thanks for your service to our nation, and thanks for your wife's her service to the nation.
We got to thank her.
And no doubt, as a team, you guys, trying to raise your children, it had to be very difficult. I always, for our dual military, have a lot of respect because I know it's hard enough having one in the family that's in the military, and two is extremely difficult. So thanks again, Mike.
Hey, thanks, Chris.
Yeah, appreciate it. Hey, folks. Thanks for tuning in today. Thank you to Operation Barnabas for sponsoring today's segment. Take a look at them at operationbarnabas.com. As always, they're helping veterans with a hand up, not a handout. I'll see you at our next segment.
Operation Barnabas is a veterans ministry, started in 2017 with the purpose of helping our veterans that kind of got left behind.
These people went over and went to war for us, and a lot of their friends didn't come back, and that's a lot of the stuff that we as veterans deal with is there's a lot of people that didn't make it back, and then it's like, why are we here? So and then they isolate. And
they've struggled with addictions, PTSD, suicidal thoughts, those kind of things, helping them get whole again through one-to-one mentorship.
So being able to communicate with them and help them can drastically change their life, can drastically change a family's life. The little that we can do is put our hand out and say, hey, do you want a hand up? Like, we're not giving a hand out. Do you want a hand up? And just be able to be there with them and do life with them and just be able to help them, because, man, they put their life on the line for you and me.